We have a wonderful evening ahead of us. The best is yet to come. Continuing with tradition, now in its 6th year of having a student as a keynote speaker, we conducted a nationwide search and we screened a large number of highly qualified students, 85 to be exact, out of thousands who initially submitted applications. They were ranging in age from high school students to graduate students, and all with the intent to pursue a career in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. After an extensive search, we are pleased to have with us tonight Ms. Samantha O'Sullivan. Samantha is a senior at Schools Without Walls, an outstanding local public high school in Washington, D.C. She again, a high school student, no less. She competed with graduate students. Think about this. She rose to the top of this wonderful group of students that we interviewed. She relishes any opportunity to educate the public about space, channeling her interest to volunteer work through students through STEM research. Samantha also holds a position as a research intern and educator at the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. Her impressive list of honors and accomplishments include highlights such as being named a National Merit Scholar and serving as class president from 2015 to 2017. Samantha aspires to study astrophysics after her graduation, and she has hopes and dreams to be an astronaut. In addition, as serving as tonight's keynote speaker, the Space Club is providing Samantha with a $10,000 scholarship to support her academic pursuits. The National Space Club and Foundation extends a special thank you to Jeff and Mackenzie Bezos for their generous $10,000 gift for this scholarship. And now you'll be hearing from Samantha about her aspirations. Please help me welcome tonight's keynote speaker, Ms. Samantha O'Sullivan.
When I grow up, I am going to be an astronaut. These words, spoken by a young girl with pigtails, no older than 8 years old, echoed through the halls of the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum one rainy day in September. I'll never forget the look in that young girl's eyes. It was a look of hope, as she dreamed a dream bigger than she had ever dreamed before. It was a look of determination, a willingness to learn anything and everything to make her dream a reality. It was a look of inspiration. Since the beginning of time, space has inspired mankind. It was space that inspired early astronomers to revolutionize science with the theory of heliocentrism in the 16th century. It was space that rallied a nation to send a man to the moon on July 16, 1969. It was space that drew thousands of people from all corners of the globe to the small town of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, to witness a solar eclipse on August 21st, 2017. And it is space that brings all of us here here tonight on March 16th, 2018. We are all here tonight because of a love for space. Whether it is the beautiful complexity of astrophysics, the innovative excitement of aerospace engineering, or the truly thrilling field of space policy and legislation. I have always been fascinated by the unknown of outer space, but it wasn't until my junior year of high school that I felt truly inspired by it. I had always had a love for math, but something seemed missing. What was its purpose? It was in my high school physics class that I first discovered the exciting realm of astrophysics and realized that the abstract principles of calculus could be used to explain my own place in the universe. Since discovering astrophysics, I dove in head first, landing an internship at a George Washington University astrophysics lab and a position as explainer at the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. My story is unique, but in all of our unique ways, all of us here tonight are inspired by space. So the question naturally becomes, how can we continue to inspire? How can we inspire every young boy and girl to look up into the night sky and ask, why? In the words of astronaut Buzz Aldrin, quote, "For the future, primarily, we must educate," end quote. I invite you all tonight to close your eyes and remember. Remember the first educator who truly inspired you. Perhaps it was an elementary school science teacher or a high school mentor. Maybe it was a college professor or a graduate school advisor. Perhaps it was a friend, a colleague, or even the person sitting across from you tonight. I remember the first day of my AP chemistry class, walking in and feeling far from inspired, rather feeling terrified. It wasn't because of the complex material or daunting tests which I knew awaited me, but walking into that classroom, I felt terrified because I felt like I didn't belong. I was a 15-year-old girl who was by no means a chemist, walking into a class that was full of seniors and also full of boys. I contemplated switching out, but then remember meeting my teacher, Miss Piper, who, for the first time, truly encouraged me. Miss Piper worked her hardest to teach me chemistry, but also inspire me and make me feel like I belonged. Miss Piper inspired me to work hard and believe in myself by sharing internship opportunities and even working with me to start a science bowl club at my own school. Today, I continue to rely on her for guidance, not only in chemistry, but in all aspects of my life. And she helped me believe in myself and my dreams. Education is our most powerful tool, and it is space education that will continue to inspire the next generation and generations to come to study the stars. By now, I've surely flattered all of the educators in the room, and I see the engineers and government officials have fallen half asleep. Now, I know what you're thinking. When is she going to talk about the fun stuff, the mission to Mars, or the newest rocket technology? Education, although essential, warm, and caring, doesn't always hold a reputation for being the most exciting. But, lucky for us, education has a sister. A cunning, daring twin who's never afraid to push limits and break rules. A sister who, unlike education, doesn't take a summer vacation. Education has a sister, and her name is innovation. Innovation is exciting, daring, and sometimes a little bit dangerous. Since the dawn of time, innovation has progressed our society. Innovation has flown us across oceans and sailed us across the seas. Innovation has studied the skies, surveyed the stars, and never stopped pushing us forward. Education and innovation, although different, are intrinsically tied. They're both what bring all of us, from educators to scientists to government officials, here tonight. Every now and then, when I volunteer at the Air and Space Museum, I'll think back to that young girl with pigtails who so bravely declared to the world that she was going to be an astronaut. Today, I'm happy to report that that young girl is on her way. Today, she volunteers as an explainer at the very museum she once loved as a child, and she's delivered the keynote speech at the 61st Annual Goddard Memorial Dinner. When I grow up, I am going to be an astronaut. And these words ring just as true now as they did when I first uttered them 10 years ago. Although I now realize that the path to achieving this dream is long and arduous. It will require years of commitment, study, and research to the fields of astrophysics and mathematics, but my determination is as strong as ever. Were it not for inspiring educators and innovators, such as my parents who are in the audience tonight, my teachers, such as Ms. Piper, the amazing support of the National Space Club, and all of you, I would not be standing before you closer than ever to making my dream a reality. So tonight, I encourage you, continue to educate, continue to innovate, but most importantly, continue to inspire. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Samantha. It's inspiring to witness your enthusiasm that you bring to your endeavors. You have a very bright future.